Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back. Coming back with another build, introducing Battle of the Builds, your #1 resource for all Elder Scrolls build tips, tricks, different builds, whether you're looking for DK, Templar, Nightblade, Sorcerer, Warden, and the new Necromancer class coming out. This is a website designed for battlegrounds, for people who are looking for battleground builds, whether you're looking for stand builds, magicka builds, or you're looking for hybrid builds, whether you play DPS, whether you play support, whether you play healer, whether you play tank. There's numerous builds that are posted here for your enjoyment and of course for your use, as it is designed primarily for no CP battlegrounds. Every month I am showcasing a FOTM build. This month's build was for the Thrives in Chaos, the Stamina DK build. I post the build video. There's always a lot of information about what I'm running, what's the purpose of the build, what's the theory behind it. Of course, there's a in-depth build video along with a gameplay video. Feel free to check it out every month, coming back with another build for Battlegrounds. It is called battleofbuilds.com, your #1 source for battleground builds. With that said, we are coming back with, I always wanted to try to make a DK support build. Typically you'll see either a Warden or a Magplar, very familiar. People typically run those as supports, and I always wanted to make a DK support build. This is not a heal build. It is designed to maximize the DPS of your team while maintaining survivability. So with that said, you can see our stats here. We're at almost 28.7k magicka. We're running almost 23.5k health, and we've got a healthy amount of stamina for roll dodging and CC breaking, coming in at 15.85. Regen is a little low, but as you know, with MagDKs, with the DK class, you don't particularly need to have high regen, as the DK can regen from multiple sources, either from a heavy attack or regening our stamina whenever we're using either fragmented or obsidian, and of course through ultimate use. And of course we are running 2 pieces of heavy, so we'll get a little bit of regen there. We're running 2 pieces of Bloodspawn. I am running Steadfast Hero. Of course, it says when you cleanse an effect from yourself or from an ally, you gain major protection for 5 seconds, reducing damage by 30%. And of course, it's up for 5 seconds, and then it has a cooldown of 10 seconds. And of course, the way that we're proccing that on the back bar is with Efficient Purge. Our third set that we're running is the Spell Power Cure set. Gives us max magicka and spell damage, as well as giving our teammates Major Courage, which for 10 seconds gives them both weapon and spell damage of 258. And of course, because we are a DK, we gain access to the Minor Brutality, so it actually gives a little bit more physical weapon damage to our stamina builds that are on our team, as well as boosting their overall weapon damage by an additional 10%. We're running Rapid Regen. As you can see, it's got a really nice tooltip. You can see we're running a really good amount of spell damage, just about 38.5. We got a good amount of critical. This is a light build, as you can see there, and our resistances with a Bloodspawn proc are not bad. And of course we're running Impen. So I'm running Reinforce on the chest, as I always do, and then on the pieces we're running, I believe, all Impen. And actually no, we're running 2 Divines, excuse me, 1 Divines, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Impen, 1 Reinforce, and then 1 Divines. And so it gives us a good amount of spell damage to make our heroes really strong, as predominantly our heroes are coming either from Rapid Regen. We're using Combat Pair, and that's to give our teammates the minor buffs. For 8 seconds you gain the physical as well as spell resistance for 8 seconds, as well as Minor Berserk, increasing everyone's damage by 8%. And this patch, we know Nightblades are losing Minor Berserk, but with this particular build, we're giving everybody on our team the Minor Berserk, increasing the damage by 8%. We're using Fragmented for both the stamina regen as well as regenning our ult. Every 6 seconds when you utilize this ability, you will gain 3 ult, and the reason we're pairing that with a Decisive Resto Staff, and the reason being is because DK gains the majority of its ult, of its regen from using ults, and of course we're pairing decisive. Works out really well for this build so that we can put out a lot of ultimates, whether we're using offensive or defensive ultimates. This gives us also major mending, so we're gaining on demand 25% to all of our heals, as well as, of course, giving us back our stamina. And of course, it's a little damage shield, about 1k for the rest of our teammates. With that said, we're also running Obsidian Shard. Yes, Obsidian Shard. No one runs this. I decided to make good real use of it. This works really well, especially if one of your teammates is being ganked, let's say by a Nightblade. They get hit from behind, and a Nightblade comes, maybe hits either another support, or maybe you've got a Sork in the back line and they get ganked, and then boom, you can hit that person, you can CC them, and it gives them a huge burst. Look at the tooltip on that heal. This is no CP. That's a no CP heal of 12,000. That's a lot of HP that we're going to be recovering for our teammate, as well as Cauterize. Cauterize gives 6,500 every 5 seconds. You gain 1 tick on the initial cast and 3 more ticks after. Last 15 seconds. It's a smart heal. It hits the lowest person within a 28 meter, 365 degrees around you, as well as giving us the major prophecy, increasing our criticals. We want that because we want to boost our healing with the trying to boost our critical as much as possible. With that said, for our offensive alt, we're running Aggressive Warhorn, and this has really good uptime. It lasts 30 seconds, and it gives both extra magicka. If we have magicka builds on our team, they're now getting increased damage. They're getting increased damage from combat prayer, and now they're getting increased damage by an extra 10% to their maximum pool of either magicka or stamina, as well as giving them major force, increasing their critical damage by 15% for 9 seconds, and it lasts 30 seconds. So it's a good amount of uptime. It gives them extra stamina if they need to CC break, or gives them extra stamina for doing extra damage. On the back bar, we're running Borrow Time from the Sigil Order line. This is an amazing skill. Works out really well. Works really good in team fights to either split up groups, to split groups up, or to give your group a little bit of space. And of course, I chose this morph for the heal absorption. It stuns everybody, it slows everybody, and everybody that gets stunned in the path will have their healing reduced by 5,000. And that's for the next 3 seconds. We're also using Reflective Plate for the immunity to snares, as well as if we're rooted, it gets us out of the root for the next 2 seconds. And this patch, they're changing. It's no longer going to reflect, but instead it's going to reduce the amount of projectile damage that we take by 50%. That's a lot of damage reduction. On the back bar, we're running Efficient Purge. I find this ability works really well, especially after maybe your group just got ulti dumped by 2 stand builds that came in, hit everybody with a Dawnbreaker. Boom! You flip to your back bar. You pop Efficient Purge. It cleanses 2 dots, as well as reducing any other dots that are placed, that are either on them or placed subsequently afterwards for the next 6 seconds, and it reduces the amount by 50%. And of course, that's how we're proccing our Steadfast Hero to give us that extra tankiness that we need as a support build. We're also running Structured Entropy for the major sorcery, as well as having a little bit of an extra HP on the back bar. And of course, we're running Volatile, which is our major physical and spell resistance buff, as well as giving us a little AoE damage. And of course, anybody that attacks us with a direct damage ability will go ahead and receive a little bit of damage. Magma Shell, one of the most underutilized ultimates on the DK for really giving your team the defensive that it needs. It can be used both defensively as well as offensively. If you're winning in a battleground, or if you find that you're being double teamed by both teams, Magma Shell is a great way to both engage as well as disengage from a fight and give your teammates a huge damage shield. It's important to understand most people typically have at least 20k health. And as you can see, this is when activated, nearby allies gain a damage shield for 50% of their max health for 9 seconds. So if most of your teammates have around 20k, at minimum, you're going to be giving your teammates a 10,000 shield that lasts for 9 seconds, as well as an extra 1k shield from Fragmented. And that can really save your team in a pinch, or maybe you can use it defensively. Like I said, you've just got ulti dumped. Somebody came in with a big Dawnbreaker, your team takes a lot of damage, you hit Purge, and then boom, pop Magma Shell, and now your team has a nice cushion to be able to absorb the rest of the damage, as well, of course, minimizing the amount of incoming damage that you take as a support build, limiting that to 3 seconds. This patch is being buffed to 12 seconds. Magma Shell as well as Corrosive is going to last 12 seconds. I couldn't believe it. It's amazing. It's a great ability. Most people don't use it. I think it only really gets utilized by PvE tanks, but it's severely underutilized in PvP, especially in battlegrounds where a lot of times the fighting is very close-knit. In the back bar, I am running a Steadfast Hero infused Ice Staff. The reason being is because when I can flip to my back bar, let's say I've just gotten either leaped or someone hit me with a Dawnbreaker, I can back bar swap and then block, purge, and then pop my Magma Shell, and I can use my magic block instead of having to use my stamina. On my front bar, I can utilize my stamina, and on my back bar, I can utilize my Magicka. This is a 5 light. It's pretty good defenses for a light, and of course we are running 1 healthy, and then of course two Magicka, and it's all spell damage. This is 2 blood spawn, 5 defense Steadfast Hero, and of course spell power cure. This is a great build, and at the end of this clip, at the end of this build video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Battle of the Builds, your #1 source for battleground builds and content. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.